like to skip over here to Pasuk Chof. V'yas Moshe v'Aaron choladas b'nei Yisrael ha'Levim. So did to the Levim. It says they all had to put their hands on them. Cholat shetziv Hashem Moshe la'Levim. Right, the pasuk should have stopped right there. Moshe, Aaron, called Dashiel, did to the Levim. Cholat shetziv Hashem Moshe la'Levim. What should be done? What's Kain Os b'nei Yisrael? They did it. It's like it says, it's Kain Aaron. I mean, there's reason maybe they shouldn't have done it. No, Kain b'nei Yisrael. So here there's no Rachaim HaKodesh. V'niresh niskabin bekefel keidosu b'nei Yisrael ala b'choros. Just who's going back on the b'choros. The Levim, whose place did they take? They took the place of the b'choros. The other, although all Jews leaned on them because they are, that's what we give them mice because they do our bidding, so to say. But nevertheless, who was meant to be originally the Kohanim, the Bechorim? So therefore, and the Levim also, the Levim were actually exchanged for the Bechorim. Well, L'hazik Tova the Bechoris Yoser. Well, we're going to show something special. Although they took their place in the Avodah, in the Beis Elokeinu, also b'chol shetziv Hashem. Nevertheless, they carried it out the way Hashem commanded. Agam kviyat teva anushi. Usually, as a human being, what's the nature of a person? Yachiv libam v'yidaktu asu chol proti hamitzah. When something pains you, you have difficulty doing it. Because what is this? This is relinquishing what's rightfully yours. Well, there's a shina b'mar b'loshin sheyischel l'daber kol adas b'nei Yisrael. For it says, right, they did asher yasu. They did. B'nei Yisrael kilo al kula medaber akosav el prat echod komo. One specific group, the Bechoros. That's the Kain also. We're emphasizing the Kain. Although it's not something, there would be a resistance. And therefore they wouldn't do it exactly as it should be done. Nevertheless, Kain also, it's like Lagod Shvochon Shel Bechoros. To tell us the specialness of the Bechorim, that despite the pain and the loss that they have, nevertheless they did as they were instructed to do. That's the Kain also. The Or Chaim elsewhere speaks of we find that Moshe Rabbeinu originally was supposed to be the Kohen, correct?
Yeah.
Why did he forfeit the Kona?
That wasn't the person to do it.
Because of the dialogue at the bush. Because he was considered disrespectful, that after Hashem responded to all his questions, he says, but why don't you send it, let Aaron be the one. He says, if that's the case, you're not going to be the Kohen. Aaron be the Kohen, he's no longer going to be the Levi. Tzitzig, forfeiting the Kuna would be enough. But later we find by the installation of Aaron and Bonov, the Torah goes out of its way, says, no, you must install them as the Kohanim. Everything. So over there, the Or Chaim says that a person that you think that after the Kuna was taken away from Moshe, there's no question, the tshuva, everything, the person is fully reinstated. It's not simple. He uses the expression over there, yeah, when you graft a branch onto a tree, unless it fully takes, although it's attached to a degree, but if it's not fully integrated into the trunk of the tree, it's not fully attached. A person's chote, even if you do tshuva many things, you may be there, but you're not fully there. To be fully reinstated. Moshe Rabbeinu needed that extra little bit to fully attach him to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that there should be no level of detachment. Here he and his children could have been the Kohanim. So because he made a mistake, he lost it. So now you would say, but you have to install Aaron Ubonov, but these could have been your children. And he did it with Simcha. I had enough, I gave it up. I lost it. I mean, you have to put salt on the wounds. No, but that was part of the kapara. So it wasn't enough for him to lose it. He had to install Aaron Ubonov to be the Kohanim, despite the fact that but not only did he not have pain, he did it b'simcha. And that was the ultimate kapara for Moshe Rabbeinu to be fully reinstated. So the same thing, Vayas came. But also, it says, Kain Osalem B'nai Yisrael. This is going on the Bechoros. That although it was painful to them, you'd say they'd be lax, they wouldn't be that careful in doing it. No, they did it exactly. Doesn't they had to do it b'simcha? They didn't have to do it b'simcha. Moshe Rabbeinu had to do it b'simcha because there was tshuva, it was kapara. It's taken from him. It's taken from him. What do you have? You have another version of what's going on over there? Okay. Failed. He failed. The one who was most qualified should have been Moshe. There was nobody closer to Hashem than Moshe Rabbeinu. He should have been, but because he failed, because he acted disrespectfully, he forfeited it.
Aaron didn't get it on his moment.
At the burning bush, Hashem says, "I want you to be the Redeemer." He says, "But I have a speech impediment. I have this. I have that. The Jews aren't worthy." And Hashem responds to every one of them. It was a 7-day dialogue at the bush. And after Hashem responds 7 days, he says, "But why don't you send it with the one that you normally send? Send it with Aaron." So it says over there, Hashem says, "Aaron ochicha halevi." Aaron, your brother Levi. This is the last time. He's no longer. He was a Levi, but he's no longer Levi. Now he's a Kohen. Because even it's humility. It's humility. But you understand, after if you overdo humility, it becomes a disrespect. You're not arguing with me. You're arguing with Chazal. Okay. No, it was out of humility because Aaron was his older brother. He was afraid he'd offend him. You understand? The king gives you an order, and he gives you the time to respond to every question you asked, and he answered everyone. But you still, you're demonstrating humility. But that's disrespect. The king already said what he wants. Hashem says what he wants. What do you tell him? Send Aaron. No, but good. That was the answer. But it does make no. So you'd say that Moshe didn't know. He didn't know that. No, but if Hashem said, no, it's before he said it. Afterwards, that Hashem said afterwards. After you have the order. Was he implicated?
Why is he implicated? Hashem says, "Don't worry about it."
No, he says he already crossed the line. Crossed the line, it's over. But he says, not only that, your concern is not even a concern. Evet has nothing to do with Evet. This has to do. Evet means there's no question. Even when he acted humbly with that was also because it was Evet Hashem. But he made a mistake. But that mistake, it's unforgivable. Unless you believe that that's the way the Evet should behave. So you should have known better. Moshe forfeited. Because Moshe forfeited. So he was the next most qualified. Okay, let's see the morale. Give me a break. You think Moshe Rabbeinu wasn't sure? He broke the luchos. He killed the Egyptian. Earlier, when did he kill the Egyptian? He was 18 years old. He came out of the palace. Good, but what about it? Why did he kill? He was apprehensive. He wasn't apprehensive. He killed immediately, regardless of the consequences. He had to flee from Egypt. Didn't bother him. Whatever he has to do, you got to do.
But that was not vis-a-vis God.
What did he kill the Egyptian? It was only because of the evil that he did. Everything was God.